you a link. The link is to help the Bukharian communities around the globe. This week, this is the last week, 250, they get in 500. You give 500, they get in 1,000. 250 is to sponsor one family. We have, my goal in my campaign is $4,000 left. We need your help. We have here maybe 15 couples. It's almost $3,000 already. Please, if each one of us can go to sponsor one family for Pesach, one family will get two families. I mean, there in Israel getting two families. Lev Lavav is matching every dollar that we give. So he's giving until $1 million, he's giving 1 million. There are thousands, maybe 2,000 families that need help in Israel that really doesn't have. Yes, in America we also have families that need it. You know me, I'm always helping. I'm always a messenger to help. I'm not helping, God helping. I'm only a messenger. Yes. Now you can, but I'm going to send you the link. You want to send it to me and I'm going to send it to the link?
I'll text you.
Okay, please, 917-662-6696. Before you leave the class, please send me a text message. I'm going to send you the link. Again, 917-662-6696. My link have left $4,000. Hopefully by tonight we can finish it.
Me too.
Eh? No, don't make competition. Don't make competition. You think you can afford it, please. Don't make balagan, don't make balagan, please. Rochelle, don't fall away. The rabbi needs more. He's making balagan. Okay, please. I will send you the link, please. 917-662-6696. Benjamin, my name is Rabbi Bakrin, and I approve this message. Sponsored by the BJCC Union.ro, the place to be, the only place to be. Okay, Mr. Balano, we're on the same page. Send me a text message. You give $100, we get 200. You give 125, we get 250. You give 250, we get 500. We need your help before Pesach. They have close to. Now, the difference between America to Israel, I will make it clear. Yes, we have a lot of Bukharian families and Jews at large that need help in America. But in America, let's be honest, they have food stamps, they have Medicaid, they have other programs that the government is doing. In Israel, if you have no money, is no program whatsoever. I know I'm Israelis. Is no programs. If you have no money, you have nothing to eat. I grew up like that all my life. I grew up when I was a child with a family that we really had chicken for Shabbos. And even that, it was not chicken. My father, Ahmad Kunam, used to cook neck. Gronotodu. How do you say gronotodu? Chicken neck. Because this is the cheapest chicken that exists. And it's a soup. You eat soup and food. And Jonathan, this is what I used to eat every Shabbat. Until now, I love chicken neck. Nobody knows how to do it like my father, except one person in America. Rabbi Chen, the Kuzinian. Every time I invite him to my house in one condition, Shabbat, you have to come with a soup of chicken neck. If not, don't come. He's making me every time he comes to my house. And I invite him a lot, just for the memories of my father, Ahmad Kunam, chicken neck. The whole week, I just spoke about it yesterday. You know, for me to taste ice cream, how many times you eat ice cream a day? Almost every day, almost every second day. For me to have ice cream being a child, it took maybe 3 or 4 months to get one ice cream. The way that we used to eat ice cream in my house, it was very simple. We bought Coca-Cola once a month, one Coca-Cola once a month. We put it in boxes. We put the boxes in the freezer, and this is the ice cream. That's it. If it's no, once in 3 months, we bought ice cream from the company machines. You know the ice cream that's coming outside? The car, the driving car. And I remember the first ice cream that they took. It was banana chocolate. Bullshit. It took me an hour to finish it. Every week. I put it in the fridge. Kelly, you know, you got God makes you, it will never end. And this is once in 4 months. So I know what's the meaning when you have nothing to eat. I grew up. Please, ladies, gentlemen, encourage your husband. God will pay you 1,000 times over. For every dollar that you give, God will double it in 1,000 times. So please, Be'ezrat Hashem, let us end. For every dollar that you give, God will pay you 1,000 times over. Let us say amen. For every dollar that you give, God will double it 1,000 times. Let us say amen. I was a Sunday yesterday. I know he's not today, but I was Sunday yesterday. Dr. Chaim. You know Dr. Chaim? Dr. Chaim, from Shabbat. He had a baby boy, B'Shara Tova. He used to come to classes. He said, I'm working from the first day as my wife got conceived. Me and my wife decide, it's the first day. I don't give it to your father. He said, I'm working me, my father, and my father-in-law. It says in the first day that you can take the Sunday. I want Baruch Hashem. So yesterday they invited me, beautiful, beautiful meet. And I bless all of you, Be'ezrat Hashem. To have a long, healthy and happy life. Shalom bayit amiti. Ahava v'achva, shalom v'rut, and let us say okay, we start. When love is not good enough. Before we're going to touch this topic, we have to discuss about another topic that we cannot move on in life so fast. Last Friday was very difficult news. My son was crying in the car. My son is crying in the car. And I'm asking my son, 8 years old. So that my heart is broken. Wow, what a strong word for 8 years old. I said, wow, your heart is broken? He said, yes, and I have tears in my eyes. You're only 8 years old. I said, what exactly happened? He said, Rabbi, Abba, the biggest rabbi in the world passed away. Rabbi Chaim Kanevsky. He said, show me some clips in the internet. I want to see the rabbis. The whole day, our rabbis spoke about, by the way, I'm messengers of the Lubavitcher Rebbe. And the school that my son is going is in Karl Neitz. And even though that Rabbi Chaim Kanevsky was Gedol Ador of the leadership world, he was Gedol Ador for the whole door. Everybody accepted him. Everybody, Hasidim, Sfaradim, Nitaim, everybody accepted him. Unreal. And when I saw my son like this, I had one question in my head. What makes a human being from being normal to be Gadol? You know what I mean, Gadol? Huge. What is it? A giant. Giant. From being average, unusual human being. A man that was simple. Do you know that Rabbi Chaim Kanevsky never made a public speech? Today, how do we measure a rabbi? We go to YouTube and we see how many followers they have, right? Rabbi Chaim Kanevsky, the biggest rabbi in our generation, never made one public speech. He never came to America even once. He never had a big event like other rabbis have. 1,800 people. I had many. He never had even once. He never left his house almost. Sitting down in the same corner, in the same chairs. And still, of our generation. What makes a person to be giant? What's the message to our life? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to share with you 3 messages. 3 short messages that I believe that each one of you can apply, at least one, to your own life. The first one is, now that we got married, we can apply this message to our life. Before we get married, it's very difficult to apply it. Now I will explain which message. Do you know what was so unique with Rabbi Chaim Kanevsky? 50 years he's living in a house. Millions and millions of dollars passed to his hand. He's giving it to yeshivot, to poor people, to unlimited money. The richest Ashkenaz Jews give them unlimited money. And he never renovated his house even once. He never left the house even once. Simple house, 2 bedrooms, 8 children, 2 bedrooms. And exactly like us, 2 bedrooms, 8 children. I mean, all my life I grew up in a sofa bed. In the sofa, I never had my own private rooms. And the walls, it never changed, even the paint. You can see it. When you see the cliffs on his life. Maybe we forgot a little to remember how to live simple. We live in a generation that everything became shufini, or in simple English, bling bling generation. We cannot be happy with our home because we don't have mansion yet. And until we don't get into the mansion, we're not going to be happy. We cannot be happy in a simple regular car. Have to be a luxury car. Have to be a real bench that costs $4,000. Because if not, I don't feel good with myself. The watch have to have a brand names, and if not, I'm not good. Why we cannot live simple life? No, simple. I'm not talking about living in 1 bedroom apartment. No. Live well. God give you money, and if not, God will give you. Don't move. When you spend money on you 17 years ago, no, it was maybe 15 years ago. We had 2 children, my wife, me, my wife, and 2 children, and another child on the way. And we had 1 bedroom. And the children live in the living room. So my wife told me, listen, let's move to a big apartment. Now, my bedrooms, you don't understand, my house that I used to live, it was Avenue U, East 12, above Leicester. It was $900, included everything. $900 included electric bill, water. Hashem, my wife said, I went in and I find East 8 in Avenue. 3 bedrooms, no, it was 2 bedrooms apartment. 4th floor, nice. Kitchen with everything, suddenly we had kitchen. And $1,500 not included in nothing. Why? I told my wife she couldn't have it. Who is paying the difference? I don't understand. She said, I don't understand. You're a rabbi, you're always talking about faith and trust in Almighty God. Where is your own faith? I say, speech is much more easy. When love is not good enough. How many times do you think your wife might love you? She looked at me and said, love is not good enough. Prove me in actions. Don't tell me men, we intend to use verbally, because this is the way that we got our wife. We didn't get our wife really because of actions. We got our wife because God blessed us to be a salesman. And we told her whatever she wants to, you don't worry. You're going to have amazing. We made, thank God. And, we continue with this tradition of verbally, not abuse, verbally word, nice word. Don't worry, I love you. She said, can you prove it to me? Can you wash dishes? No. And Bukhara never happened. We cannot break tradition. We have to continue in the same route. So don't tell me you love me. Word is cheap. Actions speak much louder from any word. Gentlemen, less word, more actions. I believe with the wife I don't have to complain so much. They're going above and beyond to prove us that they love us. I'm not saying that all of them is righteous. I'm not saying that they're 100%. But in action, they're really the strongest from us. That anyone here doesn't agree? Rabbi, you're right. You're under. Okay, Baruch Hashem. Ladies and gentlemen, I went in and my wife told me, listen, if you have a faith, go in and take a house. I went in and I took a house. I took this house, I signed it. I had 2 months paying and 1 deposit, so 3 months of cover. After 3 months, I'm looking at my wife, I said, you're not on cash, where exactly will we get the money? Where exactly? Now, the money is gone, 3 months money is gone, now I have zero. My salary is not good enough for the grocery. I'm not talking about the rent. Grocery. $1,500, not included anything. One of my students from Orlando, Florida, invited me. He was Zikri. He invited me to his bar mitzvah son. He said, Rabbi Vakni, we're going to have 200 people. You're going to be the main speaker. I want you to come. I don't charge for me. When I'm giving Shiva Torah, I don't charge money. when they invite me around the world, usually around the States, I don't charge money. Just I'm asking nicely if you can pay the ticket and the cost of the hotel, whatever it costs, the car, whatever I need. But money, I don't put the price. Whatever you have in your heart, I feel privileged to come to give shiur Torah. This is the way that I look at things. Okay, so I told him, listen, if you can pay the tickets, I don't worry about it. Put your credit card, we pay everything. Okay, I came over there. Now I'm literally broke, zero. Not only that, I'm using my credit card, life is amazing. I came into the bar mitzvah, the bar mitzvah was amazing, beautiful, Baruch Hashem, thank God, everything went smooth. I came out, I went to the airport, he didn't pay, and I'm not going to mention. I'm coming back with my wife, and I said, not only he didn't pay the money, even the ticket and the car didn't pay. We have exactly 1 week left to pay the rent. How are we going to pay the rent? How are we going to pay? She said, Emunah and Bitachon. I said, Emunah. Doesn't believe that Emunah. The bank also needs Emunah. What are we going to pay? 6 days left. Well, 6 days over past through. One day left. 1 day. I'm going into the previous apartment to get the bills. I'm going there, I pick up the bills and I see your names. Yozike, the guy that invited me. I opened the envelope, what did they say? Thank you, Rabbi, thank you very much for coming to the bar mitzvah. This is a small appreciation. How much is that? $1,500. Exactly the amount that I need to pay the rent. And my wife told me, do you worry about? I mean, I'm not asking you to live cheap. Let your wife and children live. But at the same time, don't lose yourself in the process. Why did I say after marriage? Because before marriage, each one of us here spent $200,000 to prove that he is rich. Elacho, balaga, flowers, cake that nobody eats. You know these cakes full of margarine, 900% margarine and 10% beauty. That's it, and nobody eats. This cake that cost $7,000, that night going to the garbage, and we spend. Do you remember the flour that we spent? $20,000 to $30,000 that went into the garbage. Who cares? But I have to prove that I'm rich. Ladies and gentlemen, if Reb Chaim Kanevsky teaches all of us something, modesty, simplicity, live a simple life. They had 400,000 Jews in the last 3 weeks that lost everything that they have from Ukraine. 400,000 Jews that have nothing to eat, no place to live. When you're going in and you're going bazooka and ballistics to go into a vacation, an expensive vacation, and only first class, and only a suite, they have 400,000 Jews that lose everything that they have. Simplicity. Let's get something to our life and be a little more simple. And less show off. Less. When people ask me, Rabbi Vaknin, what's the secret to avoid Ain Hara, evil eyes? I said, don't be flashy. Don't be flashy. No, people want shortcut. Rabbi, give me tefillah. I will pay you, check. Give me. Make shortcut. I want to be. No. You cannot wear a watch, 250,000, and go like this all day long and ask me, how come Ain Hara is that? You're the one that attacked in Ain Hara. When you buy a luxury car and you drive in 2 miles an hour in order to prove everybody that you're rich, Ain Hara is on the way. When you're going out on vacation and you post your pictures all day long on Facebook and all this going on, and many ladies, many of your friends have no money, and then look around and say, how come they can afford it and we are not? You enjoy the vacation, enjoy it. Why do you have to post pictures? To take the eyes away. And then Rabbi Vaknin, I feel that I have Ain Hara. You brought it to yourself. Why do you have to post these pictures? You enjoy with your husband, enjoy it. Some people have no money to afford it. Why do they have to see it? But we live in a generation that everything is a show. We live in a life of a show, a movie life. We have to prove everyone, and we're not going to be happy until we know that we had the best vacation, and the best car, and the best watch, and the best shoes, and the best coat, and the best everything have to be not because we care for the show, because we want to prove something. Reb Chaim Kanevsky, 50 years. Simplicity. Life was simple. You know what makes a human being a giant? Live in a simple life. Simple life. Enjoy what you have. Yesterday they invited me into a private home, and I said once, I said, listen, Khatat Chazal said, "Ezi hu ashir hasamech b'chilko." You know what's the problem in marriage? The worst problem in marriage, the number one cause of issues in Shalom Bayit is what? When we comparing our husband or wife to somebody else. You come to Shiur Torah, and what do you come out from Shiur Torah? Instead of coming with a message that change your life, how come you cannot behave like this woman? Why should you behave? Why you don't pick up the challenge? Why we start to compare each other? And that one is a mistake. Ladies and gentlemen, be happy in what you have, because in the middle of the last 2 weeks, millions of Jews in Russia lost all the money that they had. Russian money equals zero. Millions of Jews, oligarchs, people that had money like it's no tomorrow, they made every event extreme. Now they barely have enough money to make a brit, because their money went down to the drain. The ruble have zero value. Russia right now is in the highest crisis, economy-wise. Ladies and gentlemen, simplicity. Life of simple. Simple life. Simple life. I want you to remember it. Next time when you ask your husband to buy you a bag, what's the difference if this is real or fake? I mean, let's be honest. Today in China, they make the fake better from the real. And anyway, nobody believed you that this is real. When you buy a bag of $4,000, I have to tell you a secret. Nobody believed that this is real. Do you know why? Because and every time you have to take the receipt. This is real. You're out of your mind. What do you care if the Rolex is real or not? What do you care? You want to have a Rolex, why not? But what do you care if it's real or not? Why do you care to pay $5,000 instead of $20,000 to $25,000? What do you care? What bothers you? There are people that have nothing to eat. Did you realize that? That you're thinking about it even? Thousands of people in Israel, maybe 300 young boys and girls. 400,000 that just lost everything that they have, Jews, and millions of Jews in Russia. And add all the Bukharian families in need in our communities. And you have the privilege and the chutzpah to demand, and if not, you're making a face. I don't want to talk to you. You don't like it. Thank God being Israelis. When I got married with my wife, I always said, you know what I love about Israelis? Not only my wife. Being Israelis, we hate brand names. Do you know Israelis do not like brand names? Israelis hate brand names. I don't know the new generation. My generation hates brand names. Why? We feel that we are losers. I'm going to pay for the names another 5,000. We don't have nothing for his names. Let them pay for it. What do they need to pay for it? My wife, all the shoes of my wife is Payless. You know Payless? You buy one, you get the other one on the house because of that it goes down. Every time. They call it in English BOGO. You know BOGO? You come in, you go and go. I love it. Two shoes. The third one is on the house. Just take it, BOGO. And how much cost the shoes? $20. $15.99. All the shoes of my wife, she never complained. Some ladies, if they don't pay $200 or $300 shoes, they don't feel comfortable. 10 shoes and Payless. Maybe even 15. Ladies and gentlemen, Reb Chaim Kanievsky was a simple person. What made him a giant, Jonathan? You know how to value the simple things in life. Simplicity life. Simple life. The first message of Reb Chaim is, live simple. Don't let these physical items ruin your life. You're going, how they said, what make a home is not the walls, it's the people in it. You can rent a house. I was renting a house for almost 20 years. To be direct, 8 years. I never felt I'm less happy from what I'm now. Never felt any less happiness. I was happy in a rental house, the same way that I'm happy now. What's the difference? I have the same wife and the same children, Baruch Hashem. That God gave me a gift. A wife and a husband is making a home. Not the walls, and not the mansion, and not the many bedrooms. A car job is to take you from one place to another place. If his name is BMW, or Honda, or Toyota, or Lada, the Russian Lada. Panama is Polski. A car that takes you from one place, and you're not sure how we will live. But this is what? Ladies and gentlemen, different simple. The second message is, this is the second. The Rambam writes, listen to what the Rambam writes. כי מטבע האדם, יסוד ושורש is a principle in life. We should listen to the principle. Do you know who made us follow our directions? האדם נמשך אחר רעיו ומכיריו. A person always follow his friends. This is the nature of this world. Tell me who is your friend and I'm going to tell you who you are. Beautiful. Because of that, when your wife tells you, watch out from these friends. Watch out from these friends. Don't think that your wife do not like them. She sees something that you don't see. Women, thank God, God bless them, they have intuition, inside intuition that they recognize. My father used to have it, Rahmat Kulam. He used to tell me many times, this friend is the bad news. And in me, I don't see any bad. It's all good, they're all good, beautiful. Many times I was surprised, a big surprise. You know, you have to choose your friends and your partners and the people around you and your neighbor very wisely. Very wisely, because the Rambam writes, they're the one that will make sure what is your direction, what is your children's direction. If this is so, for me, the Rambam derive halacha. What's the halacha? The halacha is, you have to go and eat with Talmidei Chachamim, righteous people. You have to make business with righteous people. You have to pray with righteous people. When you come to synagogue and you get a good group of people, I can see it in my minyan, beautiful every morning, 7:30. If some of you will make the effort to come here, every morning, 7:30, free parking, you park over there, and how do you call it, Staples, above Staples, they have a parking. The synagogue is paying the parking. We have coffees, we have cakes, we have beautiful cakes, we have a shiur Torah, but you're going to meet the beautiful people that we have. Amazing friends. You're going to see that you elevate yourself. Nothing is greater from being next to good people. But they have someone that is above even Am Haaretz, that is above from Talmid Chacham. Rabbi Yosef Gaon, Yitzchak writes, can it be possible that Am Haaretz will become better from Talmid Chacham? You know what's Am Haaretz? Simple English, Am Haaretz is ignorant man. The right way to accept Am Haaretz is a person that all day long busy with material items. Talking money about all day long about money, vacation, food, you know, this restaurant open here, and this restaurant, and this chandelier, and this, all day long talk about nonsense. Can it be possible that a simple Jew, a physical Jew, a Jew that all what is in his mind, physicality, can be greater from big rabbi? Rabbeinu Saadia Gaon writes, yes. You know which Jew? A Jew that have the power to give in. Mevater b'mamono. You know what I mean, mevater b'mamono? Somebody took a loan from you, $1,000, $2,000, and Binyamin, he doesn't pay you. You made the job. You made the job. Now, there's many ways to act. One of the ways is to send them people at night, dark people at night, and to finish it. Another way to go into the civil court. Another way is to go into the religious court, right? And another way to say, may God bless you, let Hashem pay me. I forgive. A minute that you're doing, you know how much faith you need? I forgive, may God pay me? You don't go to the guy, nothing, you're not even upset with him. you become greater from any rabbi you know. How difficult is to give in for money? Ladies and gentlemen, giving in general is a secret. It's a secret. Every time, and I say it in my lecture so many times, and you're going to see in a second the connection to Reb Chaim. Every time your wife is screaming at you, and you have, maybe she's wrong. Hormones, balagan, she wake up in the wrong side of the day. The mind is cuckoo, and she's going ballistic against you. And you have rights. And instead of responding and responding back, God, please God, make sure that today is going to be a good day in business. Make sure it's going to be customer, it's going to be good. That they're not going to make me headache, that they're going to buy. They're going to come to speak and buy right away. Not like some customer at 3 hours and then they go to the next door. After you made the masterpiece, they're going over there. No. Make sure that these days, make a wish. Every time you give in and you don't react, this is like Yom Kippur, Shat Nihila. You know Nihila? Nihila, the gate of heaven is open. Our sages said, every time you give in, every time. There was a man that came to Reb Chaim Kanevsky, 14 years have no children. He said, Rabbi, give me beracha. The rabbi said, I'm going to give you advice. Better from any blessing you're going to get. You want to have children? He said, Rabbi, I'm willing to do anything. He said, it doesn't cost anything. If somebody embarrasses you in public, don't respond. Make a wish. Wow, he went into a wedding. 1 month later, he went to a wedding in Bnei Brak. Wedding in Bnei Brak, Israelis, it's not like American. You have to call them and you come in, make reservation. Israeli come when you invite them. Not only is coming, it's coming. So you have to tell them, please come on you. I told people, you don't have to invite me, I'm already on the way. Make sure that you invite Israelis, tell them not to bring the whole neighborhood. It was a packed wedding, 500 people. 500. And somebody in the wedding looked at this guy and said, Ganav, a thief, you stole money from me. You know what's mean? In the weddings, 500 people, 1,000 eyes. Especially when they have Changaluzi, everybody come closer to you. The Jewish stuff. What exactly happened? How did he do that much money? It's the best business, right? Everybody came closer like they're looking for food. Which looking for food? They're looking for the cousin. 1,000 eyes, 500 people. Now this guy was not a regular guy. His temper was very high. He didn't need to get him upset. He was always upset. For him to get something like this, usually in any other case, he will take the tables and he will do with this guy Rahmat Kulam. He's about to pick up the tables, and then he remembered what Reb Chaim told him. He left the tables. And he said, God, what did I want from you? Give me a child. Give me a child, God. I'm not responding. 9 months later, he invited Reb Chaim Kanevsky to become the sandak of this child. Do you hear that? Now we're going to see competition between a husband and wife. Who is more not reacting? The husband says something, I'm not reacting. Boy, now. Thank you. God, I'm calling you. Tell me, my friend, a vacation in Israel. Not in Israel, Mexico. Mura again now. Israel, I want to go Pesach to Israel. What's the problem? Give my husband enough money to be successful. Give him a little brain to react to rights. That's it. Give him some patience. And give me also some sense for all the nonsense that I'm making with my husband. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, do you know what made Reb Chaim Kanevsky to be Gadol? Mr. Bena, you know what? Binyamin, you know what? 12 years ago, and passed away. What's the name of the giant? Arav Eliashiv. Arav Eliashiv is father-in-law. The father-in-law of Reb Chaim Kanevsky was the giant of the generation. Passed away. Every Reb Chaim to take over. And you know what Reb Chaim did? He stood up and he said, we're accepting in ourselves the leadership, not the chief rabbi of community. You know what's mean to give out the position of to be the chief rabbi of the world? I'm accepting with Klal Israel the leadership of Rabbi Steinerman. Who was after Rabbi Eliashib? Rabbi Steinerman. For 5 years, he put himself aside. He gave in. Moshe Rabbeinu, when God came to him and offered him the position to become the greatest leader in the world, to become the person that will save the Jewish nation from Egypt. You know what Moshe Rabbeinu did? For 7 days he said, no, I don't want the position. What are you going to do? We're going to step in anyone on the way to get the position. Moshe Rabbeinu said, I'm not taking it. Do you know why Mr. Badalov, Moshe Rabbeinu didn't want to get it? You know what? Because he said, my brother, Aaron, is older for me 3 years. How do I know that he's not going to get offended? I'm not taking the job. Give it to my brother. For 7 days, God is begging, please take the job. He said, no, I'm not taking it. Until God promised him, don't worry, Aaron Cohen is happy. And you're going to see that he's happy. Be'emet, Aaron Cohen came and he was dancing, he was happy in his heart. Because of that, he became Kohen Gadol. Because Kohen Gadol had what? The original to him, the 12 names. Where or above his? Because his heart was clean. But listen to this, Moshe Rabbeinu, give away the position of leadership. Give in. Chaim Kanievsky, in a very old age, he was 84. And not only he didn't fight for it, the whole community away, and the whole world, he gave it to him. Because of that, he's a giant. Do you want to become a giant? You want to become from average to become, first of all, the first message is simple life. The second one is, remember that giving in makes you greater. When you not respond, but Rabbi, I have to be right, but she's wrong. I don't care who's wrong. I always said in life, don't be right, be smart. I want to be smart. I don't want to be right. My wife can be wrong, can be right. She's happy, I'm happy, who cares? I said every time that happens, anything happens in my house, it's my fault. Even if I was not there. Something broke in the house and I was outside of the house. Shlomi, it's me, kapara alech. Hatanu, Avinu, Hashem, it's me. Don't blame the children. Don't blame yourself, don't worry, it's me. She's happy, I'm happy, life is happy. Who cares? A baby, a child, you know what make a baby life amazing? Why we are so seriously going with sour face, like Tisha B'Av, like the whole world, and your child is always happy. Did you realize children are always happy? What's the secret of a child?
They don't keep a grudge.
What is it?
They don't keep a grudge.
They don't keep a grudge. Beautiful, first of all. I love it. And in a marriage, life is so important. Me and my wife, and the first rule that we made in our home 21 years ago. You know what's the first rule? The first rule, and Baruch Hashem, this rule made our life away. We don't touch the problem of tomorrow. People are screaming, shouting. Tomorrow wake up. I love you, you love me, we are a happy family, that's it. Tomorrow is a new day, that's it, nobody got it. Some people, 7 days, they have to understand why they get upset. 2 weeks to get upset, and 2 weeks to relax. And you live in the sofa for 1 month. Why bad things happen to good people? Why me? Why I'm punishing? The first rule, I love it. Don't keep a garage. Leave the garage empty. Garage and garage is from the same word. Because we have a huge garage and we put a lot of garage. Please, do not keep garage. I love it. But the second word is giving in. Giving in, be smart. Don't be right. In life, be smart. Rab Chaim Kanievsky got the gift that almost 1 million Jews behind 200,000 walking down to give him respect. You know why? Because he giving. What makes you to become great is the Yitzchak giving in. That's it. I'm not arguing. I'm what a message. What a message. Last but not least, listen to this. Rab Chaim Kanievsky, what a giant, And this is, in my opinion, the best message. The best message. And I want you to be, and I always repeat it. And I'm always going to repeat it. Until you're not going to tell me, and you're not going to send me a message, Rabbi Vaknin, we're doing it, I will not stop. Because this is the job of a rabbi. The job of a rabbi is to infuse you to one place. Which place? I will tell you which place. You know what Reb Chaim Kanevsky known for? Above all, modesty, ability to give in, loving the fellow Jew, loving his fellow Jews. But above all, and all the Gedolim have something in common. You see, when you go into the Lubavitcher Rebbe, a Rebbe that have 5,500 Chabad house, that you ever went into his house, Jonathan? One day I'm going to take you into his house. Simple house. Simple fridge there. Everything is simple. Everything is simple life. The Rebbe used to give in more. The Rebbe gave his life to the Jewish nation. He sacrificed hours and hours from his day. But before he became a Rebbe, when he got married, they asked the previous Rebbe, asked, do you have any compliment to say about your son-in-law? You know what he said? My son-in-law never sleep at 4 o'clock in the morning. Study Torah. Tell him about they didn't lose a minute that they didn't study Torah. And the power of Torah in our life, the power of Torah is the only power that can hold our Shalom Bait, that can give you the ability to give in. And a speech is very easy, but in reality, you will never give in. Because by your nature, you have to react. You have to you need to respond. My walk, I'm not a tzaddik, I'm a simple human being. But if you have Torah, you have the ability to live simple life. You have the ability to overcome the desires of bling bling. You need it, enjoy it. And other guys. Buy things in order to enjoy it. If you decide that you want to live in a large house because you want you and your wife to enjoy it, go for it. May God bless you. But if you're doing it in order to prove that you are rich, you still have a problem. You have a problem. If you're buying a suit and watch only to prove that you are someone, but then you need to be someone because of the watch, I don't understand. Because of the clothing. If you buy it because you want to enjoy it, you are a Jew and you are a son of God, go for it. Your father is the king of the world, why not? Your father is the king of the world. Live large. As long as you give in charity and you care for others, why not? Live and live large. But don't do it because of others. Most of the decisions being made because of others. Let's be honest. We don't really like the watch, we don't really like the car. Even the car that we drive, we don't like. Rabbi, society pushing us. Do we really want to get married and spending $200,000? So why all of us here did it? Because society. Don't tell me that. Between you and me, now it's too late, you're already married. If you had the chance to get married, to pay $25,000, and to keep $150,000 in your pocket, you will do it, yes or no? Women, ladies do not answer. You're going to say no. I'm still going to make it. Guys, are you going to do it, yes or no? I promise you that you're going to do the $25,000 and you're going to keep $150 in your pocket. Why are we doing it? Again, let's be honest for a second. Ladies and gentlemen, listen well. Amen? פעמיים. Eliyahu said, I'm going to get married 3 times with the same wife, Bezrat Hashem, until 120. I'm going to say money. I'm going to 100%. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what was unique with Reb Chaim Kanevsky? He valued Torah. Reb Chaim Kanevsky was the first rabbi and the biggest rabbi in Israel that encouraged the people to do vaccine. You know that he's the one that made the decision to take Pfizer? When everybody was confused, he came out and said, ladies and gentlemen, take the vaccine. Take the second vaccine. Take the booster. Everything came out. But one mistake they did. When the government came to him and said to close the yeshiva, remember, they didn't close the yeshiva because of him. Life because of this decision. Not because of Pfizer. Most of us here didn't take Pfizer. And even the one that took with the cards and with the, how do you call it, the two, and boosters, and the dates. Definitely you took it, bullshit, took it. And we are alive, and we're smiling, and life is amazing. Emet. So why until the Pfizer didn't work? You know what saved us? The Torah of these children. Because nothing is more powerful from studying Torah. Every Wednesday you're coming in and you study Torah. It's not only advice for Shalom Bayit. That this is important. It's not only advice how to educate your children. Not only advice that will change your life. It's the fact that you spend 1 hour at Torah. 1 hour of studying Torah. You have the ability to watch something together, to go to a restaurant together, to go to Broadway shows. I don't know where. And you decide, and you put in babysitter for 1 hour, and you're paying money. You know what the reward of Torah? If you just realize, and what's the name of Chaim Kanevsky? Sar HaTorah. You know what means Sar HaTorah? The minister of Torah. Why do we call him the minister of Torah? The minister meaning he is the masterpiece. He is the head. Why did they call him Sar HaTorah? Compliment. Religious world, we don't give compliment if they have no base. It's not like America. How are we doing today? Wow, we're so happy to see you. The guy trying to kill you. He's cursing you a minute later, and he sees you. Hello, Mr. Borchov. How are we doing today? Israelis, we are honest and clear. If you give compliment, you have to sweat a lot. To get the best compliment in the world, Minister of Torah, what Rav Chaim did for it? First of all, not to close the yeshivot. Second, Rav Chaim Kanevsky, at the age of 17, finished the whole Shas. And then, every year, Rav Chaim Kanevsky used to finish the whole Shas. Not once in 7.5 years. You know how many pages you have to study? I will tell you a little from the daily learning program that he had. Jonathan, you're not going to believe that a human being can do it. From 12:30 at night, Rav Chaim Kanevsky used to wake up. From age 20 until 94. Maybe even before. Listen to this. And his daily program like this. We study 5 minutes or 20 minutes Torah for the hour. Enough. Let my people go. Let me do. I got Torah for the week. That's it. I'm free. Life is amazing. Don't call us, we call you. 1 hour. Why? Listen to the daily routine. Daily program for Chaim. Wake up 12:30. Finishing 10 chapter of Tehillim. After 10 chapter of Tehillim, moving into 8 pages every day of Gemara. After 8 pages of Bavli, 8 pages of Yerushalmi. The Gemara in Israel, 8 pages. After that, 8 chapter and Nevi'im Uktuvim. Nevi'im Uktuvim meaning prophecy. After that, 8 pages in the Zohar Kadosh. 8 pages in Kitvei Ari, Arizim. After that, he had 8 pages in Mishnah Berurah, 8 chapters in Mishnah Berurah. 8 chapters in Shulchan Aruch, Shulchan Aruch. After that, 8 chapters in each one of the Midrashim, Midrash Rabbah, Midrash Tanchuma, Midrash. Every year, Rab Chaim Kanevsky used to finish the whole Torah. And he made a siyum. Do you realize, now you understand why we call him the Minister of Torah? He used to finish the whole Torah, not the Shas, the whole Torah, with the Kabbalah, with the Zohar, with the Shulchan Aruch, with everything, every year. And he used to do this siyum, meaning when you finish, you're making a celebration, you put food, you put wine. And I will tell you what's my proof. That this is his greatest. Simple life is one level. Giving in is another level. But you know what's the greatest one? The Torah. How do I know that? Every year, when exactly Rab Chaim Kanevsky used to do the siyum, the finishing? From Yudalet Nisan to Yudalet Nisan. Anyone here can tell me what exactly happened in Yudalet Nisan? What exactly happened? Which holidays were you bumping in?
Yes.
Pesach. Yudalet meaning the 14 days of Nisan. 14 days of Nisan, and that night is what Pesach. Rab Chaim Kanevsky every year he used to start a new program. And that day, a year later is when? This year, in the age of 94. He started last year, Yudalet Nisan. And he finished it when? Yudalet Adar Bet. Because this year is a leap year. We have, which day he died? Day after. The God is telling you, I'm not going to take you before. First of all, you have to finish the program. You have to, do you realize that? He passed away in the 15 days of Adar. Not 14, not 13, not 12. He didn't feel good, but he was still there. Because I'm not going to take you until you're going to finish. Torah. Learning Torah. Be connected to Torah. How many of you really have 5-10 minutes between you and your wife? Between you and your husband, Torah? Instead of Macy's, Schmacy's, discount, Black Friday, Black Monday, Cyber Tuesday, all this nonsense, a vacation here and a vacation, what we do, our children, our jobs, our customers. How many of you really spend 10 minutes of Torah with your wife? Ladies and gentlemen, you don't understand what I'm telling you. Your life is going to be completely different. Take on a daily basis a book. I can recommend you many books. If you want, send me a text message. Which books you advise, and I will give you. You can start with Chumash, you can move to Midrashim, whatever is comfortable, whatever you like. But something with Torah. And you're going to see that suddenly, you and your wife become a little more spirituality. The respect that your wife will have for you is going to be much greater because you're not only animal with physical needs. So far, we are, donkey. We're working out all day long, and we always have all day long physical needs. This is what the donkey job. Donkey is a donkey. Human being, donkey, whatever. You all day long you're talking about either sport, baseball, football, who won, who didn't won, and sitting down with your friend beers. Don't stop it. I didn't tell you to stop it. Or business. How much money is making? How much money is you making? What's exactly happening? Business. Physical, and a little more physical. Where is a little spirituality in life? When you're coming into Friday night and your children ask you, Abba, or your wife asks you, which parasha? What's the name of this week parasha? I don't know. Maybe Bereshit. Tomorrow the rabbi speak in the morning. Tomorrow I'm going to tell you. Friday night he didn't mention it. The rabbi didn't mention it. I don't know what to say. How do you want your wife to respect you? I don't understand that. What's the difference between us and donkeys? Don't get offended, let's be honest. Again, Israelis. You came here to hear a met. You know what? When you come into the table of Shabbat, and you tell your wife, move aside. The man is coming. I have to tell you, and I know you're not only doing it. I know, come on. I have to tell you something from the parasha, Rashi, and then Rashba, and then Pirushim and Chidushim. And the wife, this husband is not doing it. Tzaddik, bullshit. And then when you're walking, your wife is standing. The rabbi is here. Torah, Rabotai, Torah, Rab Chaim Kanevsky teach all of us. The important in life is to do what? To do what, Kapara? You have to do what? To study Torah, to get in. You want to have a great life? Simple life. Give in. But above all, studying Torah. You know where I saw it? There was a father that came to Rab Chaim Kanevsky. He actually called his rabbis. And he's crying to the rabbis and said, "But the Rav, I have a huge problem." And he's crying. He said, "What?" He said, "Lo aneni v'lo lachem," that none of you will ever hear. None of you will ever hear. His son had a tumor in his brain. 12 years old. He said, "Rabbi, I need big miracles." So the rabbi is called, said on the phone, "Listen, I can make Moshe Berach, but I'm not a tzaddik. What do you want from me?" He said, "Rabbi, happened to be that I know that you have a connection to Rab Chaim Kanevsky. Take me to Rab Chaim. I want to meet with him urgent before they making the surgery. And 2 days from now they have surgery. The rabbi said, worry not. Tomorrow morning I have a very strong connections. You and me going to pray nets. 6 o'clock in the morning by Reb Chaim. We go to the house of Reb Chaim. He went in. 7 o'clock he's going into Reb Chaim. 7:30. He's crying and screaming. Reb Chaim said, what's the problem? He said, his own son have a tumor in his brain. He went tomorrow. What am I supposed to do? The surgery is a risk. No, I need to take his life. Brain surgery is always dangerous. Reb Chaim said, where is the son? Where is the son? So the father said, the son is in Yerushalayim. So go and bring him. I want to see the son. He went into Yerushalayim, traveling in the traffic times, on the son, and he's asking the son, what do you want to be? What do you want to be when you're going to grow up? A pilot, a lawyer, a doctor. What do you want to be? The $1 million question, right? What do you want to be? And the child, with no hesitation, looked at Reb Chaim and said, I want to be like you. Gedol Ador. Reb Chaim was smiling. He started to mumble certain word quietly. He's praying God. And then he called the father and said, excuse me, go right now to the hospital, Sharei Ezra or something. I remember, I have the names. In Bnei Brak, Sha'arei Tzedek, maybe Sha'arei Tzedek in Yerushalayim. Go back to the hospital and ask the doctor that you want to do MRI once again. No, Israel is not America. You cannot do MRI twice in a period of 24 hours. To go into Israel and to make MRI, 6 months you have to wait. She said, Rabbi, they're going to say no. I made MRI yesterday, and the result of his own son came with this MRI. The rabbi said, don't worry. Tell them that Reb Chaim is. And if this is not good enough, tell them that you're going to pay for it. You pay cash, MRI, in 2 hours, don't worry. The problem with MRI is insurance. A minute that you come to any hospital, you say, I'm paying cash, that's it. He came into the hospital and he's talking to the doctor. He said, doctor, I want before the surgery he wanted to make an MRI to his own son. To scan his brain once again. I said, what's the reason? He said, the reason is Reb Chaim told me to do it, Reb Chaim Kanevsky. He said, I'm sorry, I'm asking you, but who is Reb Chaim Kanevsky? He said, doctor, you don't know who's Reb Chaim. Who's? Gedol Ador, he's the giant of our generation. I have to make it. He said, if the MRI come with the same result like last time, I'm paying for it, I'm giving you cash checks right now. How much it costs? 15,000 shekel? $5,000? Right now. But if not, if the MRI come clean, the hospital is paying for it. The doctor said, amazing deal. They put contract, they write the agreement, you give them the check, that's it. They made the MRI. The MRI came out 2 hours later, clean completely. Wow. No brain and no tumor. The doctor said it's no way. Some doctor told him, no, not every MRI is good. Make it once again. I said, okay, take him to different MRI, different rooms. The MRI, not the same machines, different machines. The same MRI, but different machines. They had maybe 3 of them in the hospital. I want to see the other one. They took him into the other one. And he came clean. The doctor said, I don't know if this is Reb Chaim, but something is wrong. This guy is a tzaddik. One thing I will tell you, I'm not religious. I don't believe. But if this is what's happening one day, and we're paying for the guy's traveling right away back to Reb Chaim. He's going with the rabbi, he's calling his rabbi, we have a good news on the way. He's coming to Reb Chaim, fire, Hashem, Melech. What a great we have that we have such a giant. He's dancing with Reb Chaim. And he says, Reb Chaim, I have a good news. That giant brain tumor is disappeared completely. Reb Chaim said it was obvious. Because when I asked him, what do you want to be when you're going to grow up? He said like me, meaning he wants to dedicate his life to Torah. Torah magna u'matzla. Torah will protect him. I made a special tefillah to God. And I asked God, please God, make sure that this life is going to have a long life. this child for as many years. But באמת, I will tell you that this is not the real reason. You know what's the real reason that this child was saved? Because Rab Chaim Kanievsky gave him to drink from a special wine. You know which wine is that? Every Pesach. Yesterday I shared this story, and this person, thank God, God bless him with money, most likely he's sponsored, and he bought such a wine. And he gave me to drink last night from this wine. Every year when Rab Chaim Kanievsky used to finish the whole Torah, he used to make Kiddush. And all the leftover of the wine, he used to mix it to many bottles. It was a wine of blessing. A wine that came out from what? Finishing the whole Torah. Do you know what it means to drink from such a wine? A wine that represents finishing the whole Torah. This is the greatness of Rab Chaim. Sarah Torah. You want to hear the message? When love is not good enough. Yes, loving Hashem is good. Loving your wife, loving your husband is amazing. But again, it's emotion. And you know what's the problem with emotion? Emotion going up and down. What's your name? No. David? David L? You're sitting down, not for no. It was not coincidence that you're sitting next to each other. We need the Mashiach that coming offspring of David HaMelech. David, yes. That's it. We're a step away from Mashiach. How do you know? David and Mashiach sitting together. They're ready to come to us. What the name? Mashiach, you mean, and your wife screaming always, God, give me Mashiach. She got married with Mashiach. And most likely David, your wife who was always singing, you know what's the best song before she got married with you? You know which song? Because of that, God gave your wife you. You know what song? David, Melech Israel. Chai. God said, you love David. I will give you David. Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. Listen to this, David. And you know what's the problem with love? The problem with love is, it's not consistent. You see, we had celebration of Purim, and after that, we're going down. We're going to have Pesach, and the feeling is going down. We had Yom Kippur, you come in, and a minute later, you're going back to be a normal human being. With physical needs, with physical items, running after money all day long. What exactly happened? This is emotion. Emotion, the same way that they go up, they go down, crashing down, right? It's not steady. Love is amazing, but love is something that's going ups and down. Ups and down. The same minute that your wife tells you I love you, if you're going to make one stupid comment, Kaddish Yatom, it kadal. Suddenly you see your pictures on the walls, and your wife with this dot, to be or not to be. 5 minutes ago she told you I love you. A minute later, to be or not to be. Because love is emotion. And emotion is not strong enough to hold a relationship. Rate of divorce, no, 70 to 80% outside. But they love each other. Love is not good enough. You know what keeps a marriage? Actions. To act in certain ways. To act, to help, to be there, to be sincere and sensitive, to work on yourself on a daily basis, to live a simple life, to give in any argument, to give in. And the most important, to increase the level of Torah in your house. Thank you very much.
Powerful.